Well, hey, thank you so much for coming and doing this. I love getting to do this format of things because it's just so easy. We get to talk about everything and it makes it really simple for everybody. But let me have you introduce yourselves.
Yeah, I'm Hannah Harden.
I'm Amy Lingenfelser.
We're with
And
Ashley
you
Homes.
represent, I'm sorry.
We're with Ashley Homes out in Silverleaf.
I love it. Well, and so because I do have a lot of people that see this that aren't here in the area. So let's talk about where Silverleaf is located. So I know it's located in St. Johns County, Florida, which the major city that you would be familiar with in St. Johns County is St. Augustine, which is the oldest city in the country. There's a lot of reasons. Oh,
Yes,
go ahead.
absolutely. People are very drawn to this area with its, rich history, its old world charm, unique attractions. We have the PGA Tour here. And yeah, it's one of the fastest growing coastal communities. So
Absolutely. And don't forget the three major bodies of water. Because we've got the ocean, we've got the Intracoastal Waterway and the Matanzas River. I guess I'm kind of saying those as one, and then the St. Johns River. So
yeah,
we have a lot of water attractions. We've got a lot of reasons to be in this area, and it's the top school district in the state of Florida, not for nothing. So that is why we were seeing, as we were talking, and you can probably speak better to this massive growth that we have seen over the last several years in this area in St. Johns County.
yes, absolutely. And Silverleaf is one of those areas that have seen, that massive growth coming in. A lot of out-of-state buyers trying to go ahead and get in here for all the amenities that we offer at, very low prices, no CDD fee in here.
And we're going to talk about what CDD fees are and why that's important in a minute too, because I do think it matters. And that's one of the massive benefits of Silverleaf, that people don't, if you're not from this area, you don't necessarily know how much money that's saving you and for how long.
Exactly. Especially a lot of out-of-state buyers hearing the term CDD, for the first time. So
right.
Kind of your mind at ease.
So let's talk. So first of all, let's talk about what is Silverleaf. Silverleaf is one of the largest communities in Northeast Florida.
Yeah, it's 11,000 acres. It's nestled in between County Road 210 and State Road 16. And, we have everything from single family homes, condos, mixed use commercial space. So.
Yeah, so it's got a little bit of everything. It's big enough. It's going to be what, 16,000 units when it's all said and done?
Yes, projected.
Yeah, so that's a lot of growth that we have, which with that, a lot of growth, it also brings a lot of amenities to the area as well, which I think is really important. If you're from here, you kind of go, wait, that seems like it's out in the middle of nowhere. And then you get out there and go, oh, wait, this was an oasis in the middle of, I didn't even know all this was here.
Yeah. Commercial seems to follow the people moving in. So
yeah. And how we had what commercial are we starting to see come in? Or are we starting to see the commercial come in yet?
Definitely. I mean, already we have a very established retail space. There's new retail opening up, seems like every single month. But right now we have like an artesian butcher, we have a chocolatier, a local, locally owned coffee shop. And in case you didn't know, there is a fabulous women's boutique now within Silverleaf. And I'm just going there. I'm like, here, take all my money. Like, I'm going in there. Yeah.
I love it. That's awesome. Well, so, all right, before we jump into more about like the neighborhoods that you're in, let's talk about, do you want to go ahead and define for somebody who may be listening to this or watching this that doesn't know what a CDD fee is? What does it stand for?
I think that's right. Community Development District.
Yeah.
Tax, basically. Or
CDD is the Community Development District. There's two portions to it. You have the operation and maintenance, which is kind of like your second HOA. And then you have the bond. So the bond is another tax that's going to show up on your taxes. And it goes on for 30 years. So you could pay it off early. Sometimes if you're, in like the resale market, a seller might pay it off as a benefit to a buyer early. But the operation and maintenance portion is ongoing. So you're kind of having like two HOAs at that point. So the fact that Silverleaf does not have one is beneficial. It's going to save you money on your yearly taxes.
And when you say save you money on your yearly taxes, it can be as much as $4,500 a year.
Oh, yeah.
Some of them are that high. Yeah. So it's real money. I mean, it's significant. We're seeing, I know there's some neighborhoods where I look at it and it's, it's approaching $500 a month. Well, $4,500. Anyway, you're looking at, I guess, $400 a month. That's a lot. That's a lot of mortgage. That's a lot more house you can afford if you're not having to pay the CDD fee.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. That's like a
exactly.
car payment.
I mean, right? Not for nothing. These things really matter, and especially anymore, where you end up in communities where you have the CDD fee, so that you've got that additional fee. You have a homeowners association. You also have clubs that in order to actually participate in the amenities, that CDD fee isn't necessarily covering the amenities, which blows my mind, but it doesn't necessarily. And so you have all these things. You can be upwards of $600, $700, $800 a month in just fees before you've even paid your mortgage or done anything.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, some of that can be a bitter pill to swallow, and we see that all over St. Johns County, which makes Silverleaf even more of its own little gem, that you don't have that.
Yes, and you still have the resort style amenities, so not missing anything.
And so you guys are building in 2 different neighborhoods. Tell me about that.
Yeah, so we build in Courtney Oaks, which is in the section called Johns Island. It's all within Silverleaf. We have 70-foot and 80-foot estate size lots in here. It is a smaller little boutique style neighborhood. It's gated. And then we also build in Silver Landing, which is located about 3 miles down the road, a little bit closer towards State Road 16.
Okay.
It's non-gated. Prices in there start right at about,
500s.
$495, $500,000 for a 2,000 square foot home. So we have like a lot of diversity going on here with, depending on which neighborhood you want to go into, you can start in the very, very low 5s or, start in the 800s here in Courtney Oaks. So,
and according to you, I mean, again, you're in 70 and 80-foot lots and things like that. There's a lot that comes along with that. So in how many units, like how many for y'all, how many units are you building in the area? Like how many in Courtney Oaks, how many units are ultimately going to be built?
There's a total of 122 home sites in here, and that's between 3 builders.
Okay.
But we have about 14, 15
15 left.
Out here in Courtney Oaks.
Very cool. So that is a nice small community.
Yes, it is.
Well, and then what about Silver Landing?
Silver Landing is a much larger neighborhood. There's several different builders in there. We are now in phase 2, and we're pretty exclusive back there in phase 2, I would say. Our location, we have 50-foot, 60-foot, and 70-foot home sites. Beautiful variety of water views, gorgeous preserves back there. So, I really feel like we're offering, at any price point, we can really help out any buyer, what they're looking for specifically, if, they're really going for the large estate size lots, or if they, want a beautiful water view, we can accommodate that as well. So.
I love that. All right. So if I've got out-of-town buyers that are coming in and we're bringing them in to take a look at your properties, what are the benefits of buying an Ashley home?
So one of my favorite parts about working for Ashley, and then a big benefit to the buyer, is that we can pretty much customize the floor plan head to toe. A lot of times when you walk into a builder, you'll see personalization options on the side. You're not going to see a whole lot of that with us because we pretty much can do anything you want to do. So we'll sit down together. You'll tell me, hey, I really like this plan, but I wish this was a little different. I wish this room was a little bigger. We can work with that. And we draw up each plan individually. So we don't have, cookie cutter plans. You can walk into 2 plans by 2484 plans and they can look completely different. You would have no idea you're in the same house. So when you're living in a community and you go over to your neighbor's house, you might have the same plan and it looks completely different. So you're getting that personalization option. And when you go to the design center, everything is selected head to toe. So you're not confined to color packages. And we have a wider range of different options as well.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, another big thing is you sit down with the owner of the company, which is hard to find, to do a plan review. So you're meeting with a man who has 40 years of experience in home building just in Jacksonville and the greater areas, so.
Yes, the owner Chuck has been involved with the construction of over 20,000 homes. Yes.
Wow. That's
Very nice.
impressive. That's really impressive. And and that's what you get. It's nice when, and I know a lot of the builders that you have in your area are national builders, so they really have to streamline everything that they do. That's one of the nice things about y'all, is that you do have that flexibility, which you really don't see a lot of, especially in this day and age, and especially in a $500,000 home.
Mhm.
Like you might see it, at the $1.5 million price point, sure, you're going to expect some more customization, but not as much necessarily as you might think, because
And that's typically if you're using a custom builder, on your own
Right.
piece of land, not in a master planned community. So, we do have a lot of clientele that come in that are very focused on design elements and spatial arrangements, from the feng shui to the Vasta, and she's quite the expert in it. She was being very modest before.
Okay, I'm going to be stupid and say the feng shui to the Vasta.
Yeah, so it's just a way of designing your home with bringing in different elements. You just have to, research.
I'm just not familiar. Like, obviously, I'm familiar with feng shui, but I'm not familiar with the other term.
Yeah, it's just another cultural way of building a home.
Okay.
Like different parts of your house have to be oriented a certain direction, and it's not always the same per person, so it can be different.
Yes.
But
That's interesting. I love it when I get to learn something new. That's fantastic.
Yeah, look it up. It's it's pretty cool. So,
well, so not to get to the crass part of it, but a lot of this gets shared with a lot of realtors as well, and realtors out there. So let's talk about August 17th has happened about a month ago, and we're all still trying to figure our stuff out, and it feels like the Wild West of real estate, and nobody really knows which end is up, and we're all trying. We all had a plan going into, I think everybody had their own plan about how they were going to deal with this going into August 17th. At least, our offices, we did a lot of work ahead of time, and then you get into it and go, oh wait, I had my plan, but somebody else had their own plan. And so we realized nobody's speaking the same language. It really gets very confusing, but y'all are making it really easy for realtors. You definitely welcome buyer's agents. You want realtors to bring in their people. So talk to me about how that's working on your end.
Yeah, we actually brought in our attorney as well, just to kind of cover all of this. And we are not going to ask for your buyer's brokerage agreement. We are offering 3% still, which has been pretty consistent throughout the years, regardless of what the market's doing. We're always offering 3% because we love our realtors. We want you guys to bring us buyers. We want to work with you. So yeah, it's pretty much business as usual here.
That's good. We like that. We like it when you make it easy, because right now it's just nothing's easy.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that. And I had another, do we have any buyer incentives or anything that we want to talk about? Like what's going on as far as when you come in, like talk about a little bit about the process, if you, to come in from the ground up, if somebody wants to pick their own lot, what does your process look like?
So our incentives might change, on a monthly basis, but we're always offering some sort of lot incentive, where we might take, right now it's 10,000 off your lot premium, depending on which, home site you end up on. It is going to vary between the sizes, the larger ones might have more of an incentive. We are always offering structural incentives. Like right now in Courtney Oaks, it's 40,000. That's really going to give you the opportunity to customize that home and really make it personal to your needs. So, on top of that, we're always doing the 2% in closing costs.
And right now, 1% towards rate buy down, and that's of your purchase price.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a big deal, especially
a little bit more. Yeah.
I mean, and that's huge. Kind of like the CDD fee, when you're able to do that rate buy down, it makes that home so much more affordable. That's the thing I keep looking at with people. It's like, it's almost more important to have that than the price reduction to a lot of my buyers.
In the long run,
Makes
yes.
a bigger
Yeah,
difference.
that affordability over time, that saving $400 a month on your CDD fee, that's affordability over time that runs with that property. That's huge. And I had something I was going to ask you, and it's just gone, because of course it is, because I've got way too many tabs open in my brain these days. Oh, build time. So I have buyers that fly in from New York tomorrow. What's the length of the process?
I mean, yeah, depending on, how many structural changes there might be, we're usually
6 to
7,
8, 6 to 8 months.
7, 8 months.
Oh, that's not bad at all. And that's with structural
No.
changes?
Yeah,
That's
so
amazing.
we do, have our own construction company, and I think that really cuts down on the amount of time, it takes for the build, because we don't have to share all of our trades with every other builder, out there.
That's
So.
very nice. That's awesome. Okay, so what have I not asked you that you want to be talking about? What have I missed?
Well, I don't know. Honestly, I would say, let's bring some people in here to Courtney Oaks, because we love this model. We think
I
it's
mean, that
stunning.
view
We
behind
won
you is
awards.
just gorgeous.
So yeah, would just love to get the opportunity to give people a tour of what, Ashley Homes really is all about. I mean, there's just so much attention to architectural detail that we provide. We have smooth walls, rounded corners. You're going to get wainscoting and the chair railing in certain locations within your home. I mean, we really try to make every single home look like an Ashley home. Like, you can walk into several different builders, and people tell me this every single day. They're like, we know an Ashley home when we walk into it, like immediately. So
I love, well, and I love that you can do that and not necessarily know that the floor plan's an Ashley floor plan, because I've been doing this long enough that I know there are certain neighborhoods that I walk in and go, oh, this house. Okay. So your master's going to be over. Like, I know exactly what I've walked into, because I've been doing this long enough that I've been in a large percentage of the different floor plans that each builder offers, and over time, definitely everything's a variation on a theme. But no, I love that I could walk into two same floor plans and not recognize it, because I just had people coming into an open house that I was doing today, and that was one of the comments that they made. They bought new construction a few years ago, and they said, yeah, we like our home. It literally looks like every other house I've seen. Like, we love it, but it's all been so streamlined, especially over the last few years.
Right. And on top of just, the cosmetic appeal and attention to detail behind the walls too, the structure of the house is second to none, because we put a lot of pride in that. You can ask any home inspector that's inspected pre-drywall homes for years, and Ashley Homes is always top notch, nothing to be concerned about. So.
And that's huge. I mean, again, as a realtor, what I find is people don't necessarily believe me when I tell them that they need to have their own home inspections on their properties when they're being built. They want to fight me on it. They don't want to spend the money. They're already spending enough. They feel like they're already spending enough money, and the county inspectors or the city inspectors are coming out, and they should be taking care of that. And while that is technically true, my trusted home, the number of times that I have had home inspectors go through brand new construction and find things like air vent returns that were covered up by drywall, and just all of these things. Being able to go into something like an Ashley home where the attention to details there, and your home inspector, it's what a reassurance that your home inspector is already going, oh, thank God it's an Ashley home. It's going to be okay. Exactly. we're not going to have a 30-page document that we have to hand over for them to take care of. That's huge.
And that goes back to the owner of the company is just overseeing every single project in here. So we have our builders, and then we also have the owner of the company stepping foot in your house with that 40 years of experience, and can easily point those things out.
I'm convinced he never takes vacation, ever.
Which isn't necessarily a good thing, but I get it. I don't really either anymore. These days, it's all work and no play, making Lesley a dull girl. Well, so, all right, we've covered all the benefits. I feel like we're missing something. I feel like there's something else that we need to be talking about. I mean, I know, so, oh, you know, so put some addresses in there. I'm gonna definitely tag the address of the models and things like that, you know, and we'll be adding, and I'll send you copies of this video as well and all that good stuff. But yeah, but let's make sure, it's like, I want to make sure that you're getting to speak to anybody who's going to watch this that is going to have some interest. Like, I'm really glad we got the opportunity to speak to other realtors, because I know y'all are staying busy, but I know, you know, the market, and I think it's going to get busier towards the end of the year again, as we get ready for interest rates to go down again. So are y'all buckled up and ready to stay slammed?
Oh, we are, yes. We prefer it that way. We work best, yes, under pressure like that.
I love it. Okay, and give me a little plug really quick about when y'all are there, because I know y'all work as a team. So when you're there, and where are you so people can find you? Oh, and I know your schedules are a little bit in flux.
So we're at 49 Courtney Oaks Drive. It's right off 210. So, and you'll just see John's Island, and you can follow the signs back here. And yeah, 49 Courtney Oaks Drive.
I love it.
I'll personally take people on tours over to the other neighborhood. So Silverleaf.
I love it. But I'm going to come down and do a little tour, because I've got some stuff I'm going to do, you know, about this, and, you know, create a couple of additional little videos for it as well. Because I'm learning to love the video format, which I didn't always, I still don't quite love it, but I'm getting there, and I think it's really important. And yeah, it's great to be able to do things like this and introduce people to things that they may not see.
You know, I love it when you ask me to do these with you. So yeah, you know, I'm a huge fan of yours. So.
And I appreciate that. I love it. Well, anything else you want to talk about before we wrap it up and let y'all get back to it? Because I know we've managed to get this done without anybody walking in behind you, but it's going to happen.
You know.
Like, somebody's going to walk in any minute, I'm sure.
We can only hope, right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
I think this is our first sunny day in quite some time. So yeah, we're out again today. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I keep saying, you know, we are Floridians. We exist on a cocktail of vitamin D, caffeine, and margaritas, and without those things, it is just not okay. We are not okay. We don't live in the Northwest for a reason.
Exactly.
Well, y'all have a wonderful afternoon. Thank you.
Yeah, you
Thank
too.
you, dear.
I'll talk to you soon, and I'll send you links.
Okay, it was nice to meet you.
Bye, Leslie.
Yeah, nice to meet you too.